According to the book titled The Communist Manifesto, the bourgeoisie, also known as the capitalists or ruling class, own the methods of production and monopolizes work. They are dedicated to the majority of the proletariat workers, and they are also the owners of every company where many of their own people have worked. Here they also control every movement of their workers. Additionally, according to the book, investors or capitalists should have class position, income source, wealth, political power, lifestyle, typical jobs, and values. On the other hand, the proletariat is the working class. They do not own the means of production but instead work of wages. Additionally, the proletariat are individuals who perform labor that is taken and sold by the bourgeoisie, so they themselves receive profit while the workers receive minimal wages. Actually, Karl Marx is a pivotal figure in sociology and critical theory. He introduced several fundamental terms that underpin Marxist thoughts. Marx's early writings are dominated by understanding of alienation, a distinct type of social ill, whose diagnosis looks towards a controversial account of a human nature and its flourishing. However, he subsequently developed an influential theory of history often called historical development of human productive power. However, Marx increasingly became preoccupied with an attempt to understand the contemporary capitalist mode of production, as driven by a remorseless pursuit of a profit, whose origins are found in the extraction of surplus value from the exploited proletariat. The precise role of morality and moral criticism in Marx's critiques of contemporary capitalist society is much discussed, and there is no settled scholarly consensus on these issues. His understanding of morality may be related to his account of ideology, and his reflection on the extent which certainly widely shared misunderstanding may help explain the stability of class-divided societies. In the context of radical journalism, Marx also developed his controversial account of the character of the role of the modern state, and more generally of the relation between political and economic need. Marx sees historical process as proceeding through a series of modes of production, characterized by more or less explicit class struggle and driving humankind towards communism. However, Marx is famously reluctant to say much about the detailed arrangement of the communist alternative that sought to bring into being, arguing that it would arise through historical processes and was not realization of predetermined plan of blueprint. Yes, because there are divided sectors in our society, and these are capitalists and workers. Capitalists spread various business for large profits and also for their basic needs. And there is also the poor, which we call the middle class, in which they work in various companies held by various groups of capitalists because the poor depend on the capitalists. There are a few who abuse the poor by providing low wages and lack of benefits. Possible similar groups are Philippines companies in the sector of fast food chain and their workers, because some of the fast food chain companies' employees are paid low wages and their workers are overworked. An example can also be those who work in industries and construction, where they enjoy low wages and are usually given a delay or less. In addition, they are also the ones who are not given proper benefits, and usually they don't even have them. But the companies they work for make a lot of money. In our view, we think we are proletarian because we are also one of those who want to change the policy of our government, because we have seen the proletarian workers are treated unfair and given not the right wages for them. That's why some people are united in our society to overthrow the capitalist or higher class. We also see ourselves eventually becoming part of the proletariat, because someday we will also work and be managed by capitalists. Based on the current state of our society, we might experience unequal wages, insufficient benefits because we belong to the middle to low class.
Actually, yes, without a doubt, as he characterizes society as being equal to the owners of the means of production, including the proletariat, as well as the two major classes, the first, the ruling class, and the capitalists. This is the beneficial because it illustrates how invisible the poor are, particularly when they are at work, because Karl Marx moved people to tears and made them realize that there is a difference in perception between the rich and the poor. They are frequently helped or provided with the proper benefits. Yes, as contemporary industrial societies are those where social classes are the most significant because they are not the same as status groupings, which are determined by assessment of honor, prestige, occupation, or ancestry. Economic interests and similar economic circumstances are the main topics of social class. However, origin and historical, traditional differences of rank were reduced and new social groups arose as a result of the economic and political upheavals. The word class gained distinction in the early 19th century, replacing previous descriptors such rank and order. In addition, the ownership of capital or reliance on wages served as the primary economic defining characteristic of these new categories, which included urban laborers and commercial and industrial capitalists. And furthermore, a social class is a group of individuals in a community that have a common socio-economic standing. It has been frequently employed in social mobility studies and surveys, and it serves a vital role in social theory.
Yes, social classes are evident in our society with distinct divisions such as upper class, middle class, and lower class. These classes are characterized by difference in wealth, income, and access to resources, impacting various aspects of life including education, healthcare, and employment opportunities. The presence of social classes underscores the socio-economic disparities and challenges faced by different segments of the population in our society. In addition to the prominent social classes of upper, middle, and lower classes, in our society also exhibits the nuance with these categories. Within the upper class, there are distinctions between old money families with established wealth and new money individuals who have recently acquired affluence through entrepreneurship or other means. The middle class encompasses a diverse range of professionals and income levels, from white-collar workers in urban areas to small business owners in rural communities. The lower class, on the other hand, include informal sector workers, rural farmers, and marginalized groups who often struggle to meet basic needs. This social distinction manifests in various ways, influencing not only economic opportunities but also social interaction, cultural practices, and political power dynamics in our societies. The recognition of these social classes is essential for understanding the complexities of social stratification and inequality, as well as informing policies and initiatives aimed at promoting social mobilities and reducing disparities across different segments of the population. Marx argued that inherent contradiction in capitalist system give rise to these conflicts. The bourgeoisie, or capitalist class, and the proletariat, or working class, are the two main classes in capitalist system. According to this theory, the proletariat sell their labor to subsidies, whereas the bourgeoisie owns the means of the product. Marx also thought that the conflict would arise from inherent conflicts between these classes. The capitalists also use the proletariat and pay them as little as possible in the effort to maximize profits. Finally, the proletariat would eventually rebel against their rulers as a result of economic hardships. Before we conclude our discussion, I would like to hear your perspective on Max's view about the value of work in a society he described and his attitudes towards wealth. What are your thoughts on these ideas?
We don't even own anything.
So it's fine to be a communist.